Hello, everybody. I'm just sharing my screen really quickly. Turn on my video. Hey. Okay, so are you guys ready? If you don't know me, I know a lot of you don't. I'm Taylor Manning. I'll remind you that later, but I want to dive right in. I know everybody here is busy. I want to respect your time. I'm so grateful for you showing up here live on the replay. And because I'm so grateful, I am going to teach you how to write posts that sell high-end packages, okay? So here's what I want you to know is how it works is I'm gonna take you through 5 steps to writing a post that sells. We're gonna pause for 30, 60 seconds max between each one so you have a chance to start writing your post with me. I want this to be the most effective and productive and eye-opening workshop slash webinar slash training slash freebie you've ever been on, downloaded, participated in. So that's why we're doing that. And then afterwards, if you feel like you want more support, if you feel like you want to stick around, I'm just going to share with you a really simple way that we can work together. If not, no hard feelings. You don't have to stick around and listen to that, but I just want you to know that is coming up at the end because I believe in full transparency. So here's another thing though. If you do decide to stay until the very end of this training, it's going to be 60 minutes max, maybe even less. I'm going to give you a free download, which is my Discovery Call Swipe Copy PDF. And inside this are 2 posts and 2 emails that I used in my first year of business as a brand new coach to book discovery calls. And not only did all 4 of those pieces of content book discovery calls, all 4 of them also led to pay in full clients. So if you want that free gift, I'm going to share that with you at the very end. That's just a little incentive for hanging out with me today and also a thank you. Let's dive in, guys. So really quickly, this is for you. I want to make sure you're in the right place. So this is for you if you know that you're good at what you do, okay? And by the way, if any of this is resonating with you, put a 1 in that chat box, okay? So you know you're good at what you do, and you know the work that you do is important to get into the world. You're passionate about your message, and you desire to share your story with the world. You're already doing the work. So you're already writing content, showing up, implementing the things that you're learning, but you're stuck at 4 figures per month or less. So you're stuck at, probably most of you are stuck at 5,000 or less, right? And you desire to sell high-end packages. So $5,000 packages, $10,000 packages, even more. I use this strategy all the time to sell $20,000 packages. So if you want to sell high-end and you're a coach or a service provider, you're passionate, you have a story, you know you're good at what you do, you are in the right place, and this is going to help you immensely, okay? So my promise to you, once again, I'm going to take up 1 hour of your time or less, and during that time, we are going to make magic together, and I'm so excited for that. By the time that this workshop is done, as long as you actually participate and you work along with me, you're going to leave the workshop with a genius list of topic ideas. So probably enough topic ideas to last you for at least the next week. A completed or almost completed post that you can use to promote your services right after the workshop, okay? If anything, it might take you a couple extra minutes to just finalize it. And the most important thing, this is invaluable, it will stay with you for the rest of your business, is a clear understanding of how to write content that actually sells. That's my promise to you. That's my goal today. Truly, I plan on delivering that to you, and I am so excited. So, if you don't know me, which most of you don't, which is awesome, I'm so grateful that you trust me enough to be here and are taking a chance on me. I'm Taylor Manning, and I'm just going to go over really quickly just some things that I've struggled with in my business and that I've accomplished, because I don't think being on these types of trainings is very effective for us unless we're going to implement what we learn. And I just think as very smart entrepreneurs and business owners, we're not going to implement what we learn unless we trust the person we're learning from, right? So that's why I want to share with you who I am, so you can decide, do you trust me or not, you know, so that you truly can show up during this training and implement what we talk about today. So Here's just a little snippet, guys, of my first 6 months as a coach. And I included this photo. This is one of the very first photos I used with my posts to promote my business. So it's not that bad of a photo. I just like to include it in there. It's like a little flashback for me. But my first 6 months, I don't know how long in business, and I'm not saying this right, but I don't know how long you've been in business. But for me, 6 months in, I was barely signing one client a month. And it took me 3 months almost to get my first client. So in 6 months of business, I had signed 3 clients. That was terrifying, right? And I was terrified that maybe I just wasn't good enough, right? And I had this huge list of reasons why people wouldn't hire me, right? I didn't have these results that other coaches had. I didn't have this lifestyle that other coaches had. I wasn't rolling in the money, right? I didn't have all this cool stuff to share. And so I was wondering, like, at the end of the day, am I just going to find out that I'm not cut out for this? I'm not good enough for this. I'm not interesting enough, smart enough. I mean, the list just went on, right? So those first 6 months were really scary. I got some results, but things weren't taking off, right? And I was doing the work every single day. I was not one of those coaches or business owners that kind of fiddled her thumbs and like watched all this free stuff and never implemented anything. Like, if you told me to go implement something, I would implement it. You know, I had hired 2 coaches. I had invested over $10,000. I was on every free training I could get my hands on. I was just diving in. I was implementing. I was doing the work every single day, but something wasn't working, right? So finally, a lot of people just assume I'm just super naturally good at content. I am really good at content, to be honest, but it took me some time to figure out, obviously, right? If it was that natural, 6 months in, my business would have looked a lot different. But I finally figured it out. And that came through learning from my mentors, testing and tweaking, seeing what was working for other people and kind of putting my own twist on it. And so I did a lot of testing and tweaking. I wrote hundreds of posts in those first 6 months. And I finally figured out what worked. And what happened because of that was huge, okay? I had one post that I posted in a couple of Facebook groups grow my own Facebook group by over 1,000 members in 2 days, okay? I signed 5 clients in 1 week. And remember what I said, I was barely signing 1 per month, okay? And 10 months into my coaching, I was able to start signing $10,000 clients, which is awesome, okay? So if you're in your first year and you know that you want to raise your rates, you can too, because in 10 months, I was able to sign multiple $10,000 clients. And very quickly, $10,000 months cash were my new normal. So that happened about 7 months into business. And I've never dropped below that 10K mark since. And finally, that first year, even though the first 6 months were a struggle, that first year, I had made over $170,000 cash. So things picked up really quickly. By the end of that first year, I was making $40,000 months. Insane in the membrane. It was awesome. And again, I just tell you this because my posts have amazed me. They've done some really cool things. And I use this strategy over and over and over. Just some posts look different than others. Duh, of course. But I really want to share this with you, and I really want you to understand that by you implementing this, you can get really awesome results, okay? Let's do this. Who's ready? Hands in the air. Let's do this, guys. So again, we're going to go through 5 steps. We're going to pause for 30-ish seconds between each, 30 to 60 seconds. You're going to write your post along with me. As I talk, you can take your notes. When we pause, you can start writing your post. And by the end of this training, I want you to go, well, after this training. By the end of this training, you should have your post pretty much finalized. And after this training, I want you to go post it. And if you want to, you can even tag me. You tag me in the comments, anything, okay? Or you can send me a message, an email, and let me know that you did this. But I love seeing you guys implement the work. So anyway, I could talk for an hour just about that and thanking you guys and getting all excited. But let's dive in, okay? 5 steps, just a little bit of your time. I am so excited. Okay. Step 1 is choosing your topic. AKA also writing your headline, okay? The best topics are ones that haven't been said before. And I know that's intimidating. It's like, is that even possible to write about something that hasn't been said before? Yes, because you get really specific and you say something that a lot of people have said in a different way, in a very specific way, okay? Because here's the thing is, there's no point in writing a post that nobody's going to read. So this step one is all about getting people to read your post, which all happens in the headline. Okay, think about it. Here's my favorite example. And some of you might get this, some of you might not. But if you saw a post that said, stop downloading freebies, would you actually read that post? I wouldn't, because I've seen hundreds of those posts. It's just overdone. It's broad. It gives the answer away, right? It's like, there's nothing else to read. Okay, don't read freebies. I got all the content I needed from you. Thank you, right? I just want to read it. So getting your post to stand out is about having a really good topic and also, most importantly, a really good headline. Okay, so here's where we're going to start. We're not going to make your headline yet, but I'm going to give you some really good questions or action steps that you're going to do right now with me. We're going to make a couple of lists, and this is going to help you define some really, really good pieces of content that I want you to go out and write this week, okay? Ready? So, first one, I hope you have your paper out. Go through your ideal client's day and just write down the things that they're thinking, okay? So literally go through the moment that they wake up to when they go to bed, okay? What are they thinking? I'll give you like 10 seconds. Okay, so what have they tried recently that didn't go how they wanted it to? And don't forget to be specific, okay? Don't just say they tried writing content. Say they tried posting in 15 Facebook groups and literally didn't get one comment. So think about examples like that, right? What specifically did they do? Don't just say they tried another diet. Say she tried another diet, the keto diet, and then she ended up feeling like garbage, right? You can probably even be more specific than that. But I'll give you guys 10 seconds to make that short little list, add on to your list. Okay. What do they think they need to do, or what do they think their next step is that's going to be a waste of time? So, for example, I see a lot of new entrepreneurs think that maybe they need to do Facebook ads and do a webinar because that's what the big name coaches are doing. That's what the six-figure coaches are doing. But I don't believe that's a good use of their time, and I could give you guys a whole explanation, but that could be something I could write about, right? So think about that. What do they think they need to do that's going to be a waste of their time? So the next thing I want you to do, and this should be really quick and easy, is go back through the list that you just created and cross out any of the things that you have seen written about before, okay? So if you're like, I've seen like 55 posts on this. So for example, maybe you have the idea of a post about, you know, doing every diet, right? That's been said a lot. So maybe that's not the first one that you're going to go write about. Maybe you're going to look at your list and see what you came up with that's actually a little bit more creative, something that people aren't thinking about, okay? So cross out anything that's kind of been done before, especially if it's been done 1,000,002 times, okay? What this does is this leaves you with a list of genius content ideas that have not been talked about very much, okay? What we've got to stop doing is posting content, I should say, that has already been written about 1,000,000 bajillion times, right? We've got to stop doing that. So You can repeat this process, guys, as often as you need to come up with really good content ideas. Do you see how this is coming from our ideal client and what they're going through and what's going to stand out to them, versus a lot of people will say, okay, I'm going to post once on Instagram, 2 times on Facebook per day, and they just start making stuff up they just start trying to fill in the blanks. We don't want to do that. We want to get creative. We want to get specific. And truly, if you're here, I'm sure that you're somebody that really wants to make an impact, which means you're not just going to write tips and tricks that nobody's ever going to read and that are super broad. You're going to be super specific to your ideal client and speak to her, right? Or him. So anyway, now you have a list of content ideas that are epic. So here's what I want you to do next, and then we're going to move into writing a headline, is choose the one idea on this list that you're like the most excited about. You're like, I kind of want to close out of this webinar and just write this post. It's really good. It's a great idea. Go ahead and pick that. And then I want you to turn it into a headline. Okay? Here's an example of what I created just now. No, I'm just kidding. Mine is exactly why you've taken on 30 free sessions just to maybe sign 1 to 2 clients, but probably not. Very specific thing that they tried to do that didn't work, right? And a very specific thing that they're wondering, why didn't that work? What's wrong with me? You know? Here's what I want you to make note of is this headline needs to be specific. I know I've said be specific a lot, but that is what you're going to find is so important when you write a post that sells, is it's always very, very specific. Okay? People don't pay attention, people don't care, and people don't buy if they don't know, excuse me, if they don't know if you're speaking to them. So some examples of headlines that aren't really good, to be honest, are how to be fulfilled in your life. That's talking to everybody in the world, right? And it's not really that interesting. It's not stopping me in my tracks going, oh my God, I was just thinking that, you know? Are you ready to finally lose the weight? Again, that's speaking to most of the population. So it's just not specific enough, okay? An example of how that could be better, though, if you're wondering, is how you can lose your pregnancy weight in, I don't know, 90 days. I don't know if that's actually a good amount of time or not. That is not my expertise, and I've also never been pregnant. But just an example, like it's specific, right? It's talking to a very specific type of person with a specific type of weight to lose and a specific time frame that they want to do it, okay? Why you aren't signing clients. Okay, that's you want to make that better, you want to kind of put in an action that they're already doing, right? Because if you say why you aren't signing clients, you could speak to people that are doing none of the work or that are doing super fancy funnels, you know what I mean? So anyway, that's just an example. We've given a little bit of time to write our headline. It should be specific. There's one thing I want to say, guys, I forgot to invite you to do. I'm just rolling through this so you guys have time to just write your post, focus on what I'm saying. If you guys have questions or comments or concerns or anything, but especially if you have questions about what I'm saying, is this good enough? Is this what you mean? What about if I want to say something like this? What about whatever, right? Any questions you could possibly think of, there's a question box. Put your questions in that box, and I and my team will personally get back to you in the next day or two at the most and answer your question. I want our relationship to go beyond this training, so I just wanted to invite you. I meant to do that in the beginning and I forgot. So just know that that question box there is looked at. We look through every single question. We answer every single one. I would love for you to ask a question, or you can just put a thank you note at the end if you'd like. I truly look at every single one, so thank you so much. And just so you know, I want to support you. So ask your questions. Those will get answered. Okay, back to scheduled programming. Step 2 is tell their story. You want to show the person reading your post. So just imagine this. You've gotten their attention with the headline. right? Now you want to show them that you understand what they're going through. When somebody reads your post, you want them to think something like, how did she know I just went through that, right? Or, whoa, I'm not the only person going through this. That's what their reaction should be. So I'll write out a little paragraph. Maybe sometimes this could just be one line. Sometimes it might be a bigger chunk. I don't want you guys to overthink that. Sorry, guys. Turn on my do not disturb. Sorry, guys. Okay. Sorry. So I'll do like one line sometimes. Sometimes I do a longer paragraph. We don't need to overthink that. We just need to write what's on our hearts here, okay? My favorite line to use here is, let me guess. And then I kind of follow up, let me guess, you've tried this, you've done that, you're feeling like this, right? And kind of already just said this, but another couple examples, you can say, you are, blah, 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 you feel, you want, you don't know, right? Here's an example of how I did this. And I got creative here. There's no wrong way, ever. We're just working on being more specific and putting together a story. But I used some emojis and I kind of bullet pointed with emojis what they're going through, right? Your post goes viral, your Acuity confirmation emails in your inbox are going crazy. It feels like you're a big break. You do the calls, you just realize how much of an amazing coach you are, but you still haven't gotten a client from it yet, right? Like I could just keep going, but we don't need to read every word. I want you to tell their story, a snippet of their story, so they stop and think, how does she know this? That was just me. Like I just was thinking that, right? We already did that with our headline a little, but now we want to expand and go, got your attention, but look, I really get what you're going through, right? Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to write this, like 30 seconds or so. Cool? Awesome. Okay, so step 3. We're halfway there, guys. This is awesome. I'm so excited to see your post. Okay. Tell your story. So this is where we build connection, right? Remember early on this webinar, I talked to you guys about how it's so important that you implement this, but also it's important that you know me and you trust me, because why would you implement it if you don't? And I told you about what I've gone through, my struggle, and I told you about my results, right? That builds trust. That builds connection. Okay? So this is important because you want them to see 2 things. It's not just like, oh, I'm just like you, and it's not just, look at me, I got all these results. You want them to see that you really get what they're going through, where they're at, and you also want them to see that you're on the other side of it, right? Because you want them to understand that this is possible for them. Okay, that's one of the biggest reasons that people don't buy. They love what you're doing. They want the result, right? They probably even have the money in their bank. They don't know if they can get the result, and nobody's going to invest in themselves when they don't believe in themselves. So a big part of our job is to say, you can do it, but that's not enough, right? If I were to come on here and be like, hey everyone, I'm Taylor Manning. I am just an amazing, naturally born, gifted writer. Since day one, my posts have been going viral. You know, building my business has been super easy. You know what I mean? Like, if that's your story, then that's your story, but truly that's not usually our story. And usually we're coaching on something because we've struggled with it too, and we've seen the impact of the work. So show them that you've been where they've been. Show them it's possible. Show them you're not up here on a pedestal, okay? And you want to show them that you are the one that can help them, meaning not only have you been where they've been, but you have the results too, okay? So think back. 99% of us here today have been through what they've been through. So when did you go through this? I want you to write about that in this next section, okay? Or if you're like, I've met a few coaches, right? Probably the 1% of you who coach on something because you're naturally good at it. That's okay. I know I kind of made a joke about that earlier, but it truly is okay. You still got to have a story though. You've still got to show them it's possible for them. nobody's getting proof that they're good enough by you saying you've always been good at it. It's just, okay, and I'm not speaking to many of you here, but think about a client you've had and share their story here, okay? So here's my section. And guys, just so you know, when I'm giving you these peeks at my post, this is just stacking on top of each other. So I said, I remember it like it yesterday. I booked something like 17 free sessions in 1 week. I was sure this is it, 5-figure month, here I am. The calls went great. Most people were a no when I pitched. It felt so awkward. And then some said yes. And most of those yeses totally ghosted me, right? I felt a lot of shame. I felt like I must suck at sales. I wrote the story. I built the connection. Okay? That's what we're doing here. And you can also show the result. I kind of put that more in the next section for myself, which we'll get to. But if you just feel called to write down your transformation too, totally do that, okay? Right from your heart here. So we're going to pause. I'm so excited for you guys to write this section. Go for it. Okay. Section 4. Here's where we want to use a little bit of logic to show them the gap. We need to show them what they're missing, and we need to show them that what we teach is what they need, okay? So remember, this is about writing a post that sells. So not every post that you write is going to have a pitch and is going to have this section. That's okay. But also, this post is targeted to people who need to be working with you. That is their next step, okay? So sometimes when people get to this point, they're like, well, not everybody needs this, or how do I know that this is their missing piece? No, you're writing to the people that need your program, that need this thing. So you don't need to overthink that, okay? This section should lead to something that you teach in your program. So the ways to think of this section that make it really easy is this is where you show them, here's what changed, here's what to do from here, here's what actions I took. So when I was talking about in the piece of post I just showed you, where I was saying, I booked all these calls, they didn't go through, people were ghosting me, people were paying deposits and then wanting their money back, like, you know, I did all these calls, I didn't make any money. I thought I must have sucked at sales, right? Now I want to show them what changed for me, what made the difference. And then we're going to pitch after this, which we'll cover, obviously, but just so you know what's coming, this is where you connect the dots. So if you are like a relationship coach and you're like, you know, I used to be codependent and always not good at writing relationship coach content, but you might say something like that, right? Like, I had all these habits, I struggle with these things, every guy that came into my life treated me like this or that, or all my relationships would end up looking like this, or maybe I was like, whatever, right? You're showing them before. Then you want to show what changed. So here's what I said, right? I broke down why free calls don't work, the 2 types of people you get on free calls, and what you really need, which is community. So looking back, right, now that I consistently keep my coaching practice full, it wasn't my sales. It was that this strategy sucks, right? When you go into someone else's group and you book a ton of free calls, you're going to attract 2 kinds of people. 1, 2. And even if you are amazing at sales, the clients that you sign are not actually going to be ideal clients, right? So this might happen, this might happen. What's the missing piece? What needs to change? It's all in your community. Okay? So your section might look kind of like this, where you explain kind of how I explained, or it might look totally different, where you're like, here, you could literally say this, guys. This post could start out by saying, or this section, what changed for me? I started doing this, 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 and this. And then in your pitch, I don't want to get too far ahead, but then it's easy to say, this is what I cover in my program, okay? It could literally be that simple. So we're going to pause. Okay. Step 5 is the pitch. I know, I already gave it away. But this is so important, right? The goal of this post is to sell. So you're either sending people to a sales page or like an application or the page to book a call with you. So there's a couple of optional pieces here. You can use all of them. You can use just one. Totally fine either way. So first of all, you need to introduce them to your offer. So you can say, these are all things that I cover in my course, Unleash Your Six-Figure Badass, which is the 6-week program for women who want to blah, 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 right? Another thing you can do is show the results of your offer. So you can say, if you know that you need to make these changes in your life, your business, your relationship, your health, I'm covering all of this in my program, and here are results that people have accomplished in this program in 3 weeks or 90 days or whatever, right? And bullet point them. Or you can say, not only have I implemented this, but my client Christine implemented this, and here's what results she got. If you want to get results like Christine, come join my program, blah, 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 link. Okay? Another option is explain what's covered, what it's all about. This is the option I went with, where I broke down the modules of this program. And I said, I'm covering this, 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 and I showed the benefit, right? I'm teaching you how to do this so that you can get this result. I'm teaching you also how to do this so you can get this result. Okay? Basically a module breakdown, to put it simply. Number 4, explain who this program is for. So again, I mentioned this, right? One of the big reasons people don't buy, there's 2. They don't know it's for them. They don't know it's possible for them. Okay? They don't know the end result's possible for them. So if one of the biggest reasons people don't buy is because they don't know if it's for them, why not use our pitch as a chance to make sure they know it's for them? So you can say, all of this is covered in my program. This and more is covered in my program. And it's perfect for you if bullet points. Remember how earlier in this training I gave you like 2 minutes of this training is for you if you are passionate, if you have a story to share, if you know you're good at what you do, right? That's kind of what this would be. So here's mine. Don't freak out. It's a little long. Yours could be this long, longer, shorter, it doesn't matter, but pick at least one of these and write your pitch, okay? And I don't have a link here because I put the link in the comments, but that was just something I was testing, PS, and I think if I were you, I would just put the link right in the post. Or you can always invite them to message you or whatever, but definitely make sure you are giving a very clear call to action. Okay, sound like what you want? Book a call with me. Sound like what you want? Come check out the course here. Give the link, okay? Make sure you do that. So to recap, include at least one of these, and then do a very clear call to action at the end with the link. Okay? I'm going to pause. Okay, I'm so excited. So there you have it, guys. I'm so excited for you. At this point, you should have that list of ideas. You can use this process to write posts for all those ideas, okay? This is literally what I have my clients do to go fill their programs. So please implement that. Use those other content ideas you have. And you should also have this post that if you're a super quick writer is just good to go and you're ready to post it now. And if not, you just need to tweak it a little bit, elaborate a little bit, and you can go post it. So I do have 2 more things I want to tell you about your content, okay? So obviously, I do not want you to use my post as your template. In fact, you definitely don't want to, because then that's legal issues. But I really want to say that because a lot of people will read my posts and just try to follow it so exactly because they're terrified to just be themselves. And I've never seen someone copy my post or use it, you try to do it just like my post and get results. You need to write your own words and let the content flow. Like I said in this training many times, say what's on your heart, okay? And again, there is no right way to write a post. And the goal of this training, honestly, you know, I did promise like that list of content ideas, which you have, and the understanding, which you have, and a post that you could go post, which you should have if you use this time wisely and wrote along with us. But truly, I just hope you have that understanding and you're like, oh, I see why each of these pieces are important, and now they're defined, and now I can mix and match them and play with them and have fun with it, right? Don't get caught up in making your post perfect, just right, okay? So you still might have some questions, all right? So if you do have any of these questions, you're gonna wanna stick around. So maybe you're asking yourself, okay, where do I post this content? What if my following's small? How do I grow my following? What other kind of content do I need to be having going out? Because obviously I can't just sell, right? I need to grow my audience. I need to nurture my audience. What if I feel like my program that I'm selling isn't aligned, or I don't feel confident with the details, or I know I want to raise the price, but I'm terrified, or I'm just not sure if I am able to raise the price, or maybe you're wondering, am I good enough for people to want to hire me for this over other people, right? How do I show up as a leader and authority? Maybe, here's a big one. What if my sales process sucks, right? How do I get people to sign on once they're interested? What if my sales pages, people are clicking on them, but they're not buying, okay? Or what if people are getting on the phone with me, but they're not buying? If you still have those questions, I'm really excited to share with you this opportunity to work together for 6 weeks and answer all of those questions for you and really create a foundation in your business so that your sales post that you now know how to write can actually convert, okay? So I'm gonna tell you about a couple of people really quickly, actually 3, I was gonna do 2, but it's actually 3. If anything, let these testimonials inspire you. But if these women sound like who you want to be and who you are so ready to step into being, you're going to want to hear about this 6-week offer. So Christy and I started working together last November, and before that, she had signed 2 clients before in her business coaching business, and she was terrified to leave behind her previous business. So like maybe some of you, she had a fitness business or she had this other business. She didn't really like it anymore. It was driving her so mad. She had already started transitioning, but was very, very new in the new business, balancing too many things, right? And she thought that her experience wasn't good enough, right? Because her fitness business, it was successful. She had it for a long time, but it was only making her a few $1,000s a month. So she's like, who am I to go teach people business when I don't have results like these other business coaches, okay? But after doing this 6-week program with me, here's what happened. And these are posts from our Facebook group that she shared. 1 week in, and she shares, I'm reading this one. 1 week in, $12,000 in sales and $9,500 in cash. 2 weeks ago, I didn't even know I was going to launch a course. I thought I'd just hang out all November making no money because I wasn't ready to launch. I've done no sales calls, no hours on the phone, just a few inspired live streams and messenger conversations. And today I'm projecting to hit $15,000 with 1 more person buying. Okay? That's only part of that post. And then here's this one. So today may have just been the best day of my life. The morning started out with a random referral, which resulted in a $3,500 cash sale for my mastermind. Then this afternoon, I get a message from someone I never talked to before on my business page. At first, I thought she'd be better for my mastermind, blah, blah, blah. And she told me she wanted to be in my one-on-one, knowing it was $10K. Skip down here. She did a payment plan, which put her at $11,500, meaning this was my first $15,000 day. I realized that I have everything I always wanted: to be respected, to be appreciated, to be compensated, to be loved for who I am, my authentic self. Taylor Manning, you literally rock my world. Thank you for pushing me to get clear on my ideal client. Thank you for pushing me to raise my rates to 10K. Thank you for being an awesome human soulmate coach. You're changing my life. Cool. And now Christy, I mean, she was a rock star then. She's a total rock star now. She passed 6 figures in her business within 4 months and started having $60,000 months. So this program is for those of you that are like so done and you are ready to move fast and get big results. So next person I want to talk to you about is Susie. She also joined this program in November, and she had already been creating $5,000 months. But she was like terrified of setting the 10K goal, right? She's like, I'm going to start small. My goal is going to be 7K. And she was already traveling the world. Like she was already doing some really cool stuff, going to all the different countries, but she wasn't enjoying it the way that she really could have been or wanted to be, because she didn't have boundaries, right? She was answering every single message that came into her inbox. She was, taking on clients and all these programs she didn't really want to be doing. She was working out deals, right? Like all this stuff she didn't want to be doing. She was hustling. No boundaries, hustling. And here is what she shared that same month. I think this was 2 or 3 weeks in, okay? Probably 3 weeks in. She said, Dear Taylor Manning, testimonial of your lifetime ahead. I signed up for this program with a goal of making $7,000 in November. Okay? Last week, I smashed it at 11,000, and now I'm in flow. Everything feels so easy, and I just signed another 2 clients during the last 24 hours to get started in January. $14,500 in 24 hours. Are you kidding me? I've never made so much money in my business, $25,000. Freak out. Thank you so much for everything. Okay? And lastly, I know this is a lot, but again, I just think these stories are so inspiring. This is Shannon. She came to me making $2,000 to $3,000 a month, and that's in sales. In cash, sometimes she was under $1,000, okay? Now she has signed her first $12,000 client. She's had an $8,000 cash day. She's had multiple 5-figure months in a row. And actually, she posted in the group a couple of days ago and said she's 99% sure that this is going to be her first $20,000 month. Okay? And Shannon had the same fears as you. So did all of these ladies. But I remember Shannon so specifically joining the program and thinking, am I good enough to charge $10,000? I don't have all these cool testimonials. I don't have this really epic story to share. I don't know why my content's not working. I'm posting all the time. Is this ever going to work? How can I stand out, right? There's all these coaches that are already living amazing lives, already have these cool stories. How can I stand out to my clients? And again, $12,000 clients now. She's had her 8K cash day. She's having 5-figure months consistently. All of these testimonials have come from women who've exclusively been through my course, Unleash Your 6-Figure Badass. And I'm so excited to share this with you guys today if you're looking for more support, right? At the end of this, I'm going to give you that free bonus. But honestly, if you know that there is more for you to work on and you really like my teaching style and you're really loving these testimonials, I would stick around because this course is really, really cool. And if you are interested, I have some really, really cool bonuses right now just for you guys on this training. So quick overview, guys. Here's the module breakdown. So Module 1 is creating your 6-figure badass mindset. I am showing you exactly how 6-figure business owners think. I'm showing you my 3-step process to get over any block. So if you're one of those that's saying, I'm blocked, I don't know what's wrong with me, I'm going to show you exactly how to figure it out and how to get over it. And I'm also going to show you my strategy for setting income goals that you actually hit. So if you've been setting goals and you like never hit them, you're going to like that. Module 2, magnetize paying customers to you. I also like to call this specificity sells, okay? I'm going to share with you 2 things that you need to be clear on to hit your 5-figure goals. We're going to get so clear on who your ideal client is inside and out. If you struggled in this workshop being specific in your content, you need this module. And I'm also going to show you my go-to copy hack that I did not show you today that I use in almost all of my pitches. I use it in my posts, my emails, my sales pages that sell like crazy, okay? Module 3 is all about sold out offers. So if you really want to design an offer that stands out, it really hooks people in, it's a total no-brainer for them. And you want to learn how to convey that value to them. Who here thinks people just don't understand why what I do is valuable. They don't value it, right? I'm also going to give you a full breakdown of how I plan my launches that have done $50,000, okay? Module 4, need like a breather. Module 4, become the leader of a cash generating community. Guys, like I told you, I was able to grow my group by 1,000 people in 48 hours. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you how to grow your community, nurture it, sell to it. If you want an email list and a Facebook group and an Instagram account that are all making you $10,000 a month each, you need this module, okay? This is something I am really freaking good at that I'm going to break down for you. Module 5, there's only 6, we're almost done. The marketing strategy of a 6-figure business. This is so good. I'm going to tell you the 5 daily tasks I've been doing since day 1 to get these results. I still do them, okay? I'm going to tell you the 2 reasons people don't buy, which we went into today, and I'm going to teach you how to overcome that in every area of your business, okay? And I'm going to give you my content schedule and show you how to always know what to post, when, and where. Module 6, sell like a sales queen, okay? I have never resonated with the word sales queen, so for me to put it in this module is kind of weird. I'm not a sales queen. I don't like to get over people's objections. I don't like to tell them to go do whatever it takes to get the money. I don't like to close the sale. It doesn't feel good to me, but I don't want to be doing a bunch of sales calls that don't close. You know what I mean? It's like, it's always been hard for me to figure that out, but I have mastered it. I have almost 100% conversion rate on my calls, and I'm going to teach you exactly what I do to write sales pages and sales content that sell my offers for me. I'm going to teach you my transparency method that I use on sales calls that have only people that don't have money objections and that are dying to be my client get on the phone with me. And I'm going to teach you all of my go-to sales hacks where I never have to feel icky, pushy, desperate. I never have to wonder if I should follow up, if I should have done this, right? So simple. This stuff is so simple. Nobody else is teaching sales this way. I don't know why, because it's really effective. So those are the modules, guys. If you're like, oh my gosh, I need that, I need that, I need that, we would love to have you. There are almost 90 women in this program as of now, and it's so good. It's so good. Over 80 of them have already finished the program. And here's just some more testimonials from those women. Fabi, she's a web designer. This is not just for coaches. So Fabi had made her first 10K client in this program. This is Shannon. We talked about her. Guess who just booked her first 12K client? Anna, she's somebody that started from 0 in this program and made her first $4,000 in month 1, okay? Mackie, she sold 2 mastermind spots in 2 days when she joined the program. So that was $2,400 in 2 days. And then Kiki said, if anyone had told me 8 days ago that the past week would bring me 2 new clients and $10,000, I would have laughed. Hoped, but laughed. And it's only given me drive to go onward to do more. This program is gold. Taylor, thank you so much. If I were closer, I would totally bear hug squeeze you until the bubbles I just made you drink in celebration came out of your nose. I love her. She's so funny. But $10,000 in 1 week. That is what you guys should be doing. And let me pause and calm down, because I know when you hear this stuff, it just sounds like make money, make money, make money. And it makes us feel kind of guilty and selfish and uncomfortable. But I'm so like this. I want to tell you this. I wasn't planning on saying this, but I want to tell you this. I'm a business coach because I'm really good at what I do, sure, right? But business has been my entire life, okay? My dad was a single dad business owner, and I know how important it is as a business owner to be making consistent income. Okay, this is not the time to be playing around in your business and not be making a lot of money. First of all, the world's changing. The amount of room for entrepreneurs is just growing. Companies are getting rid of employees. They're replacing it with technology. This is not to scare you, but I truly believe that as time goes on, there's just going to be more and more entrepreneurs, and a lot more people are going to need to start a business, okay? The thing that you can find the most security in is yourself. And also, as a daughter of a single dad who was a business owner, I get how important it is to know that money's coming in, to know you can put food on the table, to know you can pay the bills. Because every day I'm so grateful that my dad was able to lead by example and that he made that a priority and did that. And so I am not that person that's like, oh, yay, you're making really inconsistent income and you never know if you're going to get a client. I hate that. That is not smart. That is not safe. You might as well be working at Walmart, right? That's what this program is about. I know a lot of it just sounds shiny and fun, but truly, 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 I teach you how to build a consistent business. I teach you how to create predictable results. Shannon is going to be at 6 figures soon. Fabi is making $40,000 a month consistently. There's so many women in this program that make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a month who started at $5,000 a month or less, okay? I'm very proud. Like, maybe you don't know some of these women, but they are amazing. And that's not just because of this course. Of course, it's because they're that type of person and they do the work and they made sure they were going to be consistent. But if you're looking for someone and something that's different and that truly wants you to succeed in life, I don't know. I wasn't planning on saying any of that, but I just think it's so important to realize. I wanted to pause because it's like $10,000 months, money, clients, woo. It seems like a luxury. This is not a luxury. This is building security for you, for your family, right? So anyway, guys, here's what you get with the program. You get 6 modules that include over 20 videos. I break down every step, every strategy, every process that you need to get to that first 5-figure month. And again, all of this, none of this is like, okay, we're gonna hustle to get you to that first 10K month so I get a testimonial. A lot of programs are designed to give you a cash injection so they look good. I'm teaching you all strategies that you can use forever. They're strategies I used in the first few months of my business and I still use them now, okay? Every video gives you clearly defined homework, so it's all very actionable. There's also a Facebook group. So this is not a coaching program where you get to be on the phone with me, unfortunately, but that's because I want to make this so accessible to you guys. But there is a Facebook group, so any questions that you have will be answered. My team is in there every single day, and if there's a question in there that has not been answered before or it's specific to your business, they tell me to go in and answer it. So everything is getting answered every single week. Okay, because like, I don't think programs are effective without that. So I give you guys that. So you do have the Facebook group. Plus, all these fun testimonials and stuff are all screenshots from that group. So people love celebrating and asking each other questions. And it's a very, very engaged group. I'm very proud of it. And then, of course, you get lifetime access to the course, the Facebook group. So after 6 weeks, you still get to stay in the group forever. Okay, there's people that have been in this group for 9 months. Okay, it's awesome. And they still post and ask questions. So any bonus material or edits to be made in the future. So here's the investment, guys. It is a freaking amazing program and you need to be committed. But here's the cool thing is the investment's only $19.97 or 4 payments of $547. Now, for most of you, that's going to feel a little bit like a stretch. It's supposed to. It's supposed to be a little scary. It's supposed to get you fully committed or not. But I designed this program so that you get an ROI. And many of the students have 10x their investment in just 3 weeks. Okay? So here's the link. There should be a button on your screen, too, that you could press. But if not, just in case, here's the link, taylormanning.co/unleash. Okay, and you can come join us. However, I have the most mind-blowing bonuses for you guys, and these are brand new. So first of all, I have redone this program, but you're getting 6 hours of bonus videos from the first time we did this program live. So there's a ton of Q&A in there. There's a couple of topics that I didn't include in the new round. So that's 6 hours of bonus video. You guys can watch this stuff while you do chores around the house, while you work out, while you get work done in your business. This is stuff you can listen to and really soak in and become the 6-figure badass. Now, here's the really good stuff, guys. I have added in 4 freaking mind-blowing bonuses. 1, I'm giving you a 60-minute training where I teach you my webinar system that time and time again has made me over $10,000 in a week. And I use that as a brand new coach to sign my first $10,000 client, to fill my first mastermind, to sell my first course. Webinars have been a huge part of my business. So I'm giving you that. I'm going to give you a 50-minute training on how to create a sales funnel, which means, I'll break it down for you, how to create a funnel, okay, where people join your email list, they get a freebie, they get emails, and then they book a discovery call with you within a week or two. So good. I'm going to teach you how to do that. And then I'm giving you a 50-minute video training on how to create $1,000 or more in passive income per month. And I know a lot of you are only making $1,000 or $2,000. So adding another $1,000 to your income could be huge. And if I know all of you want to charge high end, that's the bulk of what this program is about. But if you also have the desire to sell lower cost things too, like me, this is going to be so good. Okay. I love that training. So good. All of this stuff, by the way, guys, has been sold before in the past. This 5-figure webinar training was $97, $97, $97. And this bonus that I'm giving you, my 5-figure Facebook group course, has been sold for $597 in the past. Seriously, to a lot of people. I'm giving it to you with this course. It's a 5-module course that walks you through how to create a Facebook group that creates 5 figures cash per month. It's really, really good. So these bonuses, though, are only for you guys on this training, and they're only available for the next 48 hours, okay? So once again, here's that link, taylormanning.co/unleash. So you're going to get the 6 modules. You're going to get the Facebook group. You're going to get the Facebook group course bonus. You're going to get the passive income bonus, the sales funnel bonus, the webinar bonus, the 6 hours of video content bonus. It's a lot. And you get lifetime access to that course. So if it takes you more than 6 weeks to go through all of this, you still have the group to ask questions, to celebrate, to share, to build community. Guys, best friends have been made in this program. People that travel across the country to see each other, people that get on mastermind calls every single week together are in this program. So I didn't just create this to create passive income for me and throw you guys into some membership site. Like, this is truly a community, and I would love, love, love to have you as a part of it. Okay, so if you have any questions, guys, use that chat box. It might say chat, it might say questions, I forget. Put your questions in there. If you have questions about the content today, if you have anything you want to know from me, if you have any other questions, or about the program, anything, we want to get back to you, we want to answer, we want to build a relationship with you. So literally anything you might want to ask, anything you're curious about the program, about the content, about something else, put it in that box. Me and my team will get back to you in the next day or two. I want to see your questions. I want to answer them. And don't think I forgot. Here's your free gift. So go to bit.ly/disco call swipe. DISCOCALLSWIPE. bit.ly/disco call swipe. You are going to get a PDF with 2 posts and 2 emails that I have personally used to book discovery calls that led to pay in full clients. So my hair is a mess, but I want to get on here and just say thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Seriously, any questions, put them in that question box. I will answer them. I'm so grateful that you guys took the time to be here. So I'm going to take some time for you guys to answer your questions, and I hope to see you in this program. You have 2 days to join us. It's going to be awesome. Okay. Bye, everybody.